Start with some of that. And then I guess we can just work our way around. Oh yeah, I need to see the full roster. I still need to see that. And I guess, yeah. We got some little quickie ones. They ain't gonna be too long. Not too long. Alright. Fuck it. Let's start off with this first one.
He has been arrested.
Shout out to the nigga Moist. I'm pretty sure I might get some good sound clips from this as well.
It's finally happening. P. Diddy has been arrested. Anything is possible! This is a moment for celebration. For so long, P. Diddy has gotten away with heinous crimes that tons of people knew about. From
You know what heinous rhymes with? The same thing he's probably using all that baby oil for.
car bombs to assaults to sex crimes, it's like P. Diddy was going for some kind of high score, trying to catch every possible crime like a Pokemon. He has terrorized the music industry for decades and ruined so many lives. In recent times, the evidence against him to support all of the allegations that have existed for decades has been overwhelming and led to a large investigation against P. Diddy, and now it looks like we're reaching the climactic finale with him being arrested. When this story broke last night, the indictment was sealed, but this morning they said, "Open the gates. Let them see." To sum it up, he has been charged with sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy, alleging he ran an enterprise that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, or kidnapping, arson, and other crimes. He abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct from 2008 till now. The allegations mirror 11 civil complaints filed against him since 2023. Really, that's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the P. Diddy lore. He is a horrible menace that has been around for decades. Also mentioned is that he had thousands of bottles of lube and baby oil that were seized from his home during those raids as part of his freak-off supplies. He also had tons of narcotics as well. So
imagine having all that shit being seized as contraband. Because it's like, normally it's just normal. It's just a normal shit to have. If you have like maybe 1, 2, maybe even 5 or 10 bottles. But nigga, thousands, and not just normal sized bottles, like lifetime supply bottles. And you got thousands of them. You know what that kind of remind me of, like that when we was watching the thing with Kanye with huffing gas and shit, how he had all those damn tanks of gas, like tanks that normally would last a motherfucker like a while. It's crazy.
Diddy became infamous for his freak-off parties that would go on for days, where he'd force attendees to not only stay there and perform non-consensual sex acts in front of him, but he would just be pumping them full of drugs, and he would be watching while furiously masturbating like a coked-out goblin. So in relation to drug charges, he'd allegedly distribute cocaine, oxy, Xanax, GHB, MDMA, and ketamine. I'm going to be very brave here for a moment and say, that's not alleged. That is confirmed. The amount of drugs this guy had here, he was like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, but drugs instead of candy. The amount of freaky shit they found in his house must have been like entering a separate dimension. Thousands of bottles of lube, like so much lube it'd make Bad Dragon's headquarters jealous. Thousands of bottles of baby oil, more than Johnson & Johnson's warehouse, probably.
That's something like, damn!
A goddamn death note among those freak-off supplies. His legal team seems very optimistic that things are going to go well for P. Diddy. They even released a statement saying, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office." Hi, Mark. The fuck is wrong with you, man? Are you serious? Like, I understand it's your job. I get that, but holy cannoli, an unjust prosecution, huh? So what if there's overwhelming evidence to support the decades worth of allegations against Mr. Combs here? And so what if there's that video of him brutally beating Cassie in that hotel? He said he's sorry. Did we forget about that?
He said he's sorry.
Let's all move on from it. Racketeering? You're gonna try and come after him for racketeering? Mr. Combs' brain is so rotted from years of drug abuse he can't even spell racketeering, much less engage in it. This is a load of hooey. It's unjust. A miscarriage of justice, even. He goes on to glaze him a little bit, sucking on his cock, calling him a music icon, self-made entrepreneur.
Wait, nigga, what? Wait, what? What?
He goes on to glaze him a little bit, sucking on his cock, calling him a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving
Why you gotta say that, bro?
Philanthropist. He then has the gall to say he's imperfect but not a criminal, and then says he's been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reverse your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. See, that's the thing, Mark. People have all the facts because there's so much evidence with the facts. There is video evidence to support the facts. What do you mean? Again, I know he's just doing his job, but that shit is so shameless and foul. I don't know how you sleep at night when you have to defend someone that is obviously guilty like P. Diddy. It's fucking wild to me. P. Diddy, 31 minutes ago. Sean Combs arrested in Manhattan after grand jury indictment. They done caught the diddler. They also had that video drop of him beating the shit out of her recently. And then he released the apology video about it. It's always, like, I understand it's their job to defend their clients, but it's always just so crazy. A statement from Mr. Combs' legal team said that they are disappointed with the decision to prosecute him and noted that he had been cooperative with the investigation and had voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Ugh. We're so disappointed that they're actually trying to hold him accountable. Like, we're really upset about that, actually. Yeah, there's overwhelming evidence to all of these awful, awful crimes that he's committed, including that video of him beating the shit out of the Cassie. But like, why would you like
beating the shit out of the Cassie?
Why would you try and like punish him for that? I'm assuming the apology video didn't work. We don't know yet. We don't know. Maybe they'll send the apology video out to the.
Okay, so that's all I kind of really needed to see on that one. And staying on topic, shout out to the nigga Moist. Alright, now let's kind of see how Meek Mill blackballed himself.
Meek Mill, a man who been through a lot in the music industry, but lately, he been losing the people. I'm talking about anytime you see a post about Meek Mill, he always getting clowned or made fun of. A prime example of this was him and Michael Rubin. Michael Rubin had this man Meek Mill jumping up and down like he was a bunny rabbit on camera.
Why are you doing bunny hops, Meek? Because you got your ass beat in tennis. You got your ass beat. Keep going. Count out loud. Count out loud.
And when I say the internet was just trolling Meek, it was bad.
That was like one of those rituals, one of those tactics, you know.
Was getting hit with all kind of allegations. Specifically, they was calling Meek a little fruit. See, when all of this went down, it was early this year when the whole Diddy lawsuit was going on.
And nigga Gil, what's good, bro?
Meek and Diddy had been real close over the years, and Meek was spoken on specifically in the Diddy lawsuit that came out of February. Diddy Male ex-producer was suing Diddy for SA. NBC News reports that Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer and videographer, filed a lawsuit against Diddy in federal court. Rodney Jones listed Diddy, his son Justin Combs, UMG CEO, Combs
same, my nigga. Tired as hell. Just getting back from work. Just getting out the shower, not too long.
He traveled with Diddy. He was recording his music videos, making beats, just.
Yeah, Meek too. And I ain't gonna hold you. Back in the day, Meek used to be, well, who was my little brother's favorite rapper, but like he wasn't my favorite rapper, but I fuck with Meek back in the day. Now I'm talking before, like, you know what I'm saying, before he actually got on, when he still had the Z on his name, when he was still Meek Mills type shit. I used to fuck with this boy. Like, and then, you know, once he really started getting bread, and then started fucking with Ross and them, and then started fucking, you know, French and them, and then it was just, you know, yeah, he just started getting kind of weird. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought he was finished looking ass. Meek shit was just in a civil lawsuit, not anything verified.
Basically trying to get his money, but it ain't turned out like that. He said that allegedly he was essayed by Diddy many times during that time period, and in this same lawsuit, Meek Mill was spoke on.
Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in rapper. 5, that's redacted. Look, 5, he's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin, but if you don't, you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the me? Like, I can't even imagine such debauchery and such happening to a gangster rapper like me. Imagine after a freak off session with allegedly Meek and Diddy, and now Diddy's over here braiding Meek's hair. Like, come on, bro.
But the thing is, if you going to change the way you act around billionaires, like, I get it, but at the end of the day, you don't have to be a nigga. Like, you don't have to like be like, all right, I'm always a nigga. I ain't gonna hold you. But it's a time and a place to turn like the negrosity down, basically, if you get what I'm saying. It's like, but when you completely just kind of, nigga, you didn't play tennis. The fuck are you even doing over there? That's not even something you like to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you obviously you still you, but in certain cases, when you change up your whole MO to fit a certain demographic, I mean, I get it if it's like, you know what I'm saying, if you in the presence of billionaires and you trying to get like a loan or something, but at the same time, bro, what else are you willing to sacrifice? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you a trench baby, but like at the same time, like, hey, cuz, you can't let these niggas like, because like, think about the narrative that they think in they brain. They thinking like, oh, this a little kid from the hood, I can just show him a couple of $1 million and I can have this little black kid on a puppet. I can make him do whatever the fuck you want. Versus if you go up in there, drop your nuts and be like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm a broke nigga, but I know I got talent. I know what I'm willing to do and what I'm not willing to do. And I know, respectfully, y'all niggas are fucking weirdos. You know what I'm saying? If you go in there and drop your nuts, obviously, in my crunk voice, obviously, they might not like that. But then they'll have no choice but to respect it or just get you up out the way in GTA. But I ain't gonna lie, I'll take the latter versus, you know what I'm saying, having to go through what a lot of these niggas is going through. Booty clapper.
No. He's a Philly rapper who did not know way. Nah, it's no way.
I ain't gonna hold you.
People was already
Glad to
feeling
meet
how
him.
they did about Freaky Meek before this lawsuit came out. And for him to get
Call that nigga Freaky
on
Meek.
top of everything he had already been going through over the years was a recipe for disaster. And a disaster it was. The entire world was calling Meek Mill gay, and he couldn't take it no more. He got
fornicating,
snapping on everybody. Meek got on Twitter, said, they ain't gonna play no games with me. They trying to do damage control. The same thing they almost tricked y'all with Lil
Not
Baby.
just that, he's a street nigga that has a lot of influence. He's changed. Yeah, he definitely did. He had a lot of pull.
Approached me about no gay activity in the whole place. Don't get it flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know how I'm coming. LOL. And see, with Diddy getting arrested a few days ago, who knows what some of these witnesses finna come out on this stand and say. And while I was editing this, Meek got on Twitter and responded to it. He said, I will personally give you $1 million if these stories add up and anything weird beyond trench/hood level. It's 2 things we can't do in the trenches. There's no way y'all know what type of man I am. Then he gonna promote a song at the end of this. That wasn't the only thing Meek said though. He also got on Twitter and said, I want to hire an investigative team of $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to the Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek with anything to do with Buddy. Something not right. He said the streets know what's up with me, and that's not the case. We talking about business side. Somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation.
Think it's a smear campaign?
Exactly, my name is connected to this. It would be crazy if Meek Mill got dropped in court and it would just blow everything up. Because ever since Diddy got arrested, you done seen.
Oh, I know I didn't
every
mean
time
with
you
the
get on
mayor.
Twitter, you get on IG, you see somebody making a meme about Meek Mill.
Other than his Twitter fingers. That is true.
We got to see what really come of this Diddy case. But about them tweets, they wasn't just about Diddy. He also started coming at academics because academics started to involve himself in the situation. He seen the news about Meek Mill, so he reported on it. He did what he do. Meek said, "Act alcoholic with no life, talking to kids on a computer. Normal kids watch Kai, Aiden, Wallow, Gilly. You a sick old black man with no life achievements, trying to destroy black men because you envy us as men." He said, "The way our niggas coming and sit now, I can't wait to meet academics." And so after he tweeted about academics, you know what academics do, act like the #1 troll in hip hop. After Meek sent these tweets out, Act responded with his own tweets, and he got on Twitter snapping on all that trolling and bunny hopping killer internet on Meek Mill. His EP did a grand total of 368,000 streams first day on Spotify. It's roughly 3,500 streams. That equals one album. Act said that's 105 albums sold via streaming on Spotify day one. Act later on went into more detail about the situation. He said when Meek seen him on stream, finding out about what happened, Meek thought the whole thing was cap. He thought Act made it up, or it was AI generated or something. So he just started snapping on dude. But not only was he just talking shit, he was threatening the academics over these Twitter words. So really think about it. He was that mad over Act reading the lawsuit that was put into the federal court. This was an actual lawsuit with submitted documents, and Meek did all that because he thought it was fake. And y'all should have knew it was gonna happen. Act got on stream trolling once again. And for some context on this, Meek Mill and the Philly governor got some ties together, right? They worked together from time to time. Meek be helping with the prison system in Philly. And sometime last year, Meek had joined the government with signing the probation reform and the clean slate legislation. So just know that Meek and the Philly governor actually be together. And he was the same nigga that was online threatening to kill this blogger over some tweets.
I understand that you're over here now trying to play victim, saying that this guy wants me dead or in jail, but you tweeted out your damn self, sir, you're willing to die. But I guess what you're trying to say now is all satire. That's not going to stop us from calling the governor. We're going to call him tomorrow, okay? We're going to have a hotline going on. I'm going to put it on my story, make sure everybody call that, okay? We're going to call your governor because him standing next to a low-life level scum like you, while you tweet out one side of your mouth about how you will spin blocks, got switches, got Dracos, will kill, pull up the house, piss on their steps. You got $1 million to wipe people's families off the map. You cannot be in the same breath then looking the other way in the other side of your mouth saying how much the prison system is unfair because a nigga who does A deserves to be in jail. But you ain't the guy who do A. You just keep saying it. So you know what we're gonna do? Just like how you told the governor that I'm responsible for murders, we're gonna give you the choice. You either stop doing that. We're gonna make sure you stop. Like, it's over for that. Okay? Stop tweeting like a killer. Or you could tweet like a killer and say it's jokes, but you're not gonna be sitting next to the governor. You're gonna pick one. Then we're giving you an ultimatum. You can't be an activist in the daytime and a goddamn villain in the nighttime. What you think this is, nigga, Gotham City? No, nigga. You gotta pick a goddamn side.
You got a point.
A killer, or you're an activist.
Or you're a killer, or you're an activist.
Question. I will continue.
Diddy was a monster,
to
but
you. And
he's not going down for really trafficking or minor crimes. It's flying.
I don't have nothing to ask him.
Lines.
They
That's
don't care as long as
oh, that's a fed. Fine, took this over straight. I didn't know that.
And, you know what I mean? You fix them their drinks and bunny hop all over the place like a good boy. We saw you even bunny hopping on the radar freestyle. It's okay. Of course, he's gonna like you. Maybe you're giving Robert Kraft the rugged tug he used to get in those spots. We got no problem with you and the couple white billionaires you got going on, right? But you know who we do got a problem with? Anytime you stand next to an elected official, law enforcement, or anybody else, and you try to act like you're the epitome of what injustice on a prison reform level looks like. You went to jail for popping a wheelie, boy. Stop it, okay? You're acting like you didn't have
duh. I didn't think about it like that.
You damn near had the FBI investigate your goddamn judge because you were crying saying it was unfair.
And this brings us back to what I said at the start of the video.
I didn't think about that, Coles. You're right.
Meek Mill was bunny hopping up and down a while before these allegations hit him. And that video resurfacing just made everything 10 times worse. It was getting so bad for Meek that Michael Rubin came out defending Meek, saying that Meek ain't have a single gay bone in his body and that everyone else was just doing too much.
Okay. But I want to get this out there. Meek, I know that guy really, really well. Everyone going around trying to say, and by the way, if he was gay, who cares? There's not a gay bone in his body. You guys know him. Like, I know him. I've been around him more than anybody. People are just like, the internet, one of my best friends said to me, I think Meek's gay now. I'm like, why? Because I've read it 10,000 times. There's not a gay bone in that guy's body. So it's like, why do people want to bring somebody down? Why do people want to hate on somebody? Why does someone go lie on somebody? And by talk about the bunny hops. Okay, you're talking about the most unathletic person in planet Earth is Michael Rubin. I pride myself on that. And why do by the way, why do I put the funny videos out making fun of myself? Because I want people to know, you know, you could suck at sports and be the person who was picked last all the time. You can be the person that was terrible at school. Remember, I barely graduated high school. And then you can work your ass off and be great in business. So I'm trying to show people, do what you're great at and excel in that.
Right.
But you see, Meek getting clowned by the industry go back years. People always treated Meek Mill like a joke for some reason. Like back in 2022 when Kanye was speaking on Meek, I'm not even lying when I say this. Kanye dead ass laughed at the name even being brought up.
I go and I put White Lives Matter on a t-shirt. And they're like, well, we can't go. Oh, you know what? Let's go get celebrities. Let's go get Puff Daddy. Let's get Dave Chappelle. Let's go get Meek Mills. What made somebody think Meek Mills could say something to me? What made? No, this is the funniest thing of everything. Yo, man, I'm about to start crying, laughing, man. Somebody thought Meek Mills. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Meek's a gangster.
I'm not gonna get to my joke.
Meek is a gangster, man.
Somebody said, "Oh, Meek." No, I'm literally in tears. It's like Meek. Okay, hold on.
For context on this, basically Kanye was just doing Kanye shit. For whatever reason, he steps out the house in a White Lives Matter shirt. And of course, it's gonna go viral. You see the controversy with that. And the whole industry started coming at Ye. And the person we gonna focus on right now is Boosie. Boosie got on Twitter speaking on Ye and said, Kanye West, after all we've been through as a race, you put this disrespectful shirt on. You give no ifs about how many blacks have died and suffered to the hands of white men. You say that Bush don't like black people, really? And a couple days later, Ye got
attorney
on
at
Twitter.
niggatry.
He said, speak to me, you little nerd ass dude. Come smack me or shoot me. And this when Meek Mill coming to the picture. See, he seen the White Lives Matter shirt. He seen everything that Ye was doing. Meek got on IG and wrote a whole think piece just talking about what Kanye did. Meek said, I used to listen to Ye every night in jail for motivation on God and came home and watched my name and brand like nothing. I ain't say nothing, but I been knew you was on that nerd trying to talk the street. You just said it to Boosie. It hurts my soul to even know some of y'all that's crazy and lame. I don't need no verses from no because I've been hot since 13. Justin little boy, don't invite me to none of them weird ass parties, bro. I go off person, not fame or money. Speaking from a nigga that's been buying support for Ye since he came out, but what you been doing for fame driving you crazy. Look how hard you came at me. Know I'm vocal and it's like you hate your own people. You ain't even post that Vori album even after he did all that work for you. He look up to you. You made sure you said Jack Harlow was the hottest shit in Kentucky. Overlook, EST, and Vori. See, the thing with these two getting into it, it's not really a surprise because they actually had problems with each other long before this even went down. See, back in 2020, Meek and Kanye problems kind of started to get deep. Remember what I said? Meek Mill do a lot for the prison system. And someone else who happened to do the same thing was Kim K, Kanye's wife at the time. And it makes sense that these two would eventually get intertwined with each other. I mean, they both trying to work toward the prison system. And so eventually it do happen. Meek and Kim have a meeting about prison reform. And Ye hated that. He was so mad on Twitter that he said he was finna divorce his wife over that. And this brings us back to the whole Kanye laughing at Meek thing. The reason he was disrespectful to him was because of all the back and forth the two was doing over the years. So after Ye did the Clubhouse thing where he laughed at Meek, Meek did what he always do. He got on Twitter and had something to say. Meek said, never lost my mind for fame or money. I still got my family. My people respect me. I'm freeing people from prison. I'm doing community service all month with children up close and personal. I'm chilling with my son and his friends today, and y'all on Clubhouse at 50. But the problems didn't even stop with just him. Even his artist was getting into it. It seemed like this year just ain't it for him. So one of his main artists, Vori, got into something career ruining early this year. Footage came out where he was getting into it with his girl. And this wasn't no little normal argument. This wasn't them just going back and forth. He was snapping on her. He was threatening it. He was threatening all kind of stuff toward her. And when this footage came out, Meek dropped him off the label off real. He came out saying, this not a dream chaser. He got a mental problem. We cutting ties with you. We don't care how your music sounds. He been ducking my calls for months telling people I'm threatening him. Stopped a lot of people, dude. He is not a dream chaser. I'm disconnected from all these wild ass niggas while it's lit out here. Life kind of serious. Hold your folks tight. Every time somebody in the A rob him, he gotta call me and I politely call people I rock with to assist him while he biting my back. I'd rather disconnect from people like that. Y'all out here manipulating everybody. And this situation had the internet feeling crazy because not only was it a crazy situation to be in, but This was one of Meek Mill artists on top of everything else he was facing this year. Problem still ain't stopped. I'm telling you, Meek was on the road this year. He went to war with another rap legend. He went from Kanye West to 50 Cent. Sometime this year, these two ended up getting into it. But why? What did Meek Mill do to make that nigga that mad? So, ever since the Diddy allegations came out, y'all know what 50 do. He gon' troll. And he trolled. And it was getting to Meek Mill. Meek got on Twitter and said this. Meek said, my last project sold 90K first week. Expensive pain. Ross did that for his last CD for fun. Let me out my contract because we rich and we got some type of history. It's different, LOL. I don't even know how Cuban was talking to you. Your swag is whack. He said, I never seen black people laugh at black people getting indicted. He really be online enhancing people's cases, and he got real statements against niggas. You ain't even feed Mike Knox yet. Everybody on to you, but let me stop. These the niggas y'all look up to. These the people that destroy black families and succeed like bad cops. I don't find him funny. I see him as a rich parasite. Y'all be rooting for other people to go to jail and claiming he from the streets. I'ma start bombing on y'all. And 50 Cent replied and said, now why would you say some shit like this when you know the feds investigating? Is you stupid or is you dumb? Meek responded, because you federal. The street queens know why you trying to pick on a little boy. Your own son hates your guts. And I'm so grateful to be on the island with my son and his friends on his B-Day. Don't follow these guys. They miserable lives be terrible. I say what I want because a word come behind me if that's the case, but y'all got that rap shit too loose. Somebody gonna die and y'all gonna be calling y'all federal friends just because y'all not hot no more. Tearing y'all folks down because that's all y'all can do. But what did 50 had to say? After Meek said all of this and announced he was on vacation and all of that, 50 got on Twitter and said this. You sold 6K copies your last project. You should not be on vacation. Still chasing the dream or embracing the nightmare. Standing by your man, I respect it. But that wasn't all 50 had to say. He sent out another tweet and said, I commend you for being a strong, supportive woman for your man, Meek. Stay by his side and stay together. You guys have a good life. God bless. And guess what this nigga posted? He posted a clip of Meek Mill at a Diddy party. And when Meek started talking about smashing the girl, you see how fast Diddy turned around. Diddy looked at this nigga like, what you on here talking about? But did Meek really sell 6K like 50 said? Sadly, he did. Meek Mill really did sell 6K copies in 2024. Granted, it was on the EP, but that still don't mean too much. Because if you remember, back before Uzi had dropped Pink Tape, he dropped the EP called Pink Plus White. And that sold about 25K. And that was a little EP. But there was a caveat to that. When Uzi dropped this EP, it wasn't on streaming. The EP was only on streaming for like 3 days out of the whole 7-day week. And for Meek to sell 6K with a full 7-day cycle, it's kind of odd, but you got to give it to him. It is an EP. But back to Meek, I get that he do want to defend himself from all the allegations and everything everybody's saying to him. But in reality, he is proving Drake's point from 2015. Drake said almost 10 years ago that Meek Mill got Twitter fingers, and Meek really do got Twitter fingers. Anytime anything happens, Meek always get on Twitter speaking on it. Anything that ever happens in his life, he always gonna go on Twitter and just hurt his reputation because he want to speak on something. Meek Mill reputation in the dirt because of all the Twitter talking and beefing he do. It's like anytime Meek Mill step out or do anything, he gets clowned. He remixed
get that content up.
Drake at one point. People was just laughing at it, but the story keeps going on. Academics and Meek just couldn't stop getting into it. Earlier this year, Act got into a weird situation that I'm not gonna go too much in, but basically, he was getting accused of R. And Meek spoke on it. He replied to a post talking about the situation. My Mixtapes made a post speaking on the Academic situation. They said Academic says he's innocent after he got sued for R and defamation. And Meek responded and said, whatever these niggas sold, they sold to. I'm not in it. What? Now he telling why he was reporting bad about people. And when Academic seen this, he responded.
Telling why he was reporting bad about people. Meek, I will say this to you, your face, on your deathbed. I killed your career, what was left of it. Not because of no paid me. You disrespected me 9 years ago, and I kept it, and I'm like an elephant. I will never forget. Please don't try to bring up anything else. I laugh, and Meek, I will never in my life make sure if I see you at the top of the charts, trust me, I'm having a bad day. I laugh. I have a good time. I have my feet kicked up. I jack off to the fact that your career is 6 feet under because you disrespected a who was born in Spanish Town, Jamaica, who happened to now have hip hop in the palm of his hands. What these other trying to say about me? I'm still gonna be there. Your career ain't coming back. I killed it. Drake killed it. The game killed it. Rick Ross killed it. Even though you cool with him now, They all killed it. But I issued the last and final blow. You could tweet about me all you want to tweet, my nigga. But trust me, your counterparts call me every day and said, Ack, you a bad mother. You killed that career. I did it because you disrespected me. The next time you see somebody you call a nerd, the next time you see somebody who you feel is lesser than you, all that street shit don't matter. Boy, all that shooting and all that shit you did, nigga. Boy, you ain't talking about any car you get, I could get. Any house you got, I could get. I got the same money. What you talking about? I just did this to show a like you should have respect. The reason why a little baby's going through hell, I'm gonna teach you. You better have some fucking respect. The person, let me tell you this, it's in the Bible. The stone the builder refuses becomes the head cornerstone. The reason why your career is at where it's at, I'm gonna keep laughing at it. I don't care what you tweet out for the rest of your life. Remember, you said you had that had more followers than me, and I'm sitting here laughing at your demise. I took $1 million out of your label's budget. You not talking about. You ain't never take $1 million out of my pocket.
And what's crazy is, even though Meek does get a lot of hate and people don't look at him the same, people can still admit over the years that he did have hit songs. He did do a lot for hip-hop and the music space in general. And I'm saying all this because at the end of August, someone was on the podcast and spoke on Meek. And she was basically on some shit. She was like, I can't even name 5 Meek Mill songs. He put a gun to the back of my head.
I think Meek, outside of Dreams and Nightmares, I don't know anyone who could name 5 Meek records. Meek,
you're terrible for that.
Meek, I don't care.
Wait, you're terrible for this.
That's
not a good take.
That's fine. Name 5.
I'm a Meek fan.
Oh, okay. Name 5.
Amen, Flexin', Maybach Curtains, Oodles and Noodles.
We do.
So here's the thing.
Which is weird.
He's a legend.
No. Oh God.
Man, yes he is.
So the problem is,
Yeah, what's the
and
issue?
this is probably me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jay-Z came out and said he was the next Jay-Z.
Oh, okay.
Meek Mill having that title on him, that label on him, and him being like.
But you believe that when Hov said it? Hov said he was like,
Hov said no, but a lot.
And what's crazy about her saying this is that it sparked up a whole debate on Twitter. People on Twitter was really defending Meek. One reply to the post with 48K views and 2K likes said, dog, y'all gotta stop interviewing Mandy B at this point. If you was in college or the streets from 07 to 2015, Meek was everywhere. Meek got 4 RIAA certified albums and 40 songs either gold or platinum. This is ridiculous. Another comment said, raise the price on podcast equipment. And that's not a crazy thing to say because a lot of people do be on these podcasts chatting a whole bunch of nothing. And what's crazy is, Meek responded to the damn post. He could have just let it fry. He could have just let the people on Twitter defend him and he could have went on about his day, but he replied. He said, how many hits on this mixtape do you know? Not Billboard classified hits, I got those too, but this 2011 vibes, I'm kind of rap invincible. The Mandela effect is real, huh? See, even though Meek does get the hate and the disrespect that he does, people can admit what he done did for the culture and what he done did just for music in general. I just feel like Meek, a person who can't really handle social media. A lot of their careers would be better if they didn't respond to the hate or get online speaking on problems that they didn't really have no business.
And I said that yesterday about when we watched the fucking Swamp Stories. Like a lot of these young niggas that be in the streets really drilling and shit, a lot of these niggas would still be alive or wouldn't be locked up if it wasn't for social media. Social media be fucking niggas all the way up, bro. Niggas, they either talking too much on Twitter or they posting themselves and their location, who they with, where they at, you know what I'm saying, on IG or whatever. Social media literally, like, bro, y'all, there's no point in even having cops. Like, cops is like, bro, we don't even need to do no type of investigative job at all. These niggas is telling on themselves. All we gotta do is slap cuffs on them.
And speaking on. Prime example.
Easy pickings.
Right the whole what's the dirt thing. This nigga speaking on black culture when he could have just kept his mouth out of it. And that turned into him getting a lot of hate. I guarantee you, if Meek wasn't out here on Twitter every single day tweeting about BS, people would have a lot more respect for him. Remember what I said? He basically proved Drake's point, and people never forgot that. And a prime example of people not forgetting this is when somebody on Twitter said this: when trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers is the true definition of Meek Mill. And for whatever reason, Meek Mill responded to this random person's tweet with a video of guess what? Him in the gun range, shooting some guns. He said, I started off with triggers, but if you're not in the tech nowadays, you'll be behind on life. I like computers better than guns. I play with them guns better than the computer though. I just choose not to, only for defense. Now Meek, why would you respond to this? Why would you respond to this random ass person on Twitter with this corny response? And it's just stuff like this that causes people not to respect Meek. Meek would be held to a higher standard if he didn't do all the talking that he do. And the people in the replies was even questioning Meek, like, why did he do this? And I hope Meek can turn his career around, because I feel like right now, if he was to drop a solid body of work, if he was to drop a really good album, people would not want to listen to it because of everything he done did over the past few years. Public perception is everything when it comes to music space. But Meek Mill public perception is in the dirt because he can't stop tweeting. But how do y'all feel about Meek Mill? Do he need a break off Twitter? Do he need a break just from the end?
Nigga, everybody do. Fuck all of that. Like, bro, that's literally how everyone is getting clapped by talking too much on social media in general. Just doing too much, saying too much. Just stop talking. It's okay to just not talk. It's I promise it's all right. You don't have to announce every move you do. Just stop talking. If you're gonna do something, just do it. If you want to do something in silence, guess what? Don't tell nobody you did it. Don't talk about it. Or if you are gonna talk about it, be fucking creative and smart. Be cryptic. You know what I'm saying? Don't be name dropping and making it so specific. These niggas is just dumb.